Hello, I'm Yutaka Watanabe, a tax accountant. Welcome to the channel. Tax Accountant Nabe solves your money problems. Today, I'd like to talk about the disadvantage of handling a tax audit on your own. Business owners and freelancers, today's topic might make you a bit nervous, but it is extremely important. If you receive a notice of a tax audit, what risks are involved in facing it all alone? Let's take a look together. Imagine this. One day, you receive an envelope from the tax office. When you open it, says, "We will conduct a tax audit." What would you do? This situation may not be someone else's problem. The first major obstacle you face is a lack of knowledge. What exactly happens in a tax audit? How far can an auditor go? Not knowing these basic rules becomes your first big disadvantage. Of course, you are an expert in your own business. However, tax auditors are professionals who fully understand tax laws, past precedents, and negotiation techniques. It is like stepping into a professional boxing ring with no experience. This overwhelming gap in knowledge can lead to a serious outcome. You may end up agreeing to taxes that you might not have needed to pay or could have reduced simply because you say, "I understand," to the auditor. This is most frightening part. But the problem is not just a lack of knowledge. Another major challenge is the psychological pressure during the audits. Auditors are also skilled in leading conversations. Before you realize it, you may be drawn into their pace and say something unfavorable. This happens very often. For example, during casual conversation, you might say, "This meal expense was basically like going out drinking with my friends." That one comment could be taken as an admission that it was a personal expense. A careless remark can become critical. When you lack knowledge and are under pressure, it becomes extremely difficult to negotiate or defend yourself. Simply saying, "That's not true," emotionally has no effect. Only argument based on law and precedents will be taken seriously. As these factors combine, you fall into a negative spiral. A lack of knowledge leads to unfavorable statements, which makes proper negotiation impossible, and ultimately result in excessive additional taxation, the outcome you most want to avoid. Additional tax is essentially a penalty imposed on top of the tax you should have originally paid when errors are found in your filing. In some cases, the amount can be so large that it threatens the continuation of your business. What's most frustrating is that this situation might have been avoided with the help of professionals. So, let me ask you this. When facing a professional who surpass you in knowledge, experience, and negotiation skills. Can you really fight alone? I hope today's discussion gives you a chance to think about this question. Today's topic was the disadvantage of handling a tax audit on your own. For more information about tax audits, please visit the Yutaka Watanabe Tax Audit Office website. We will continue to share content about money, so please subscribe to Tax Accountant Nabe Solves Your Money Problems.